Mr. Dr. Singh, thank you very much for speaking to us. My first question, very obvious. Who do you think is responsible for the crisis in the Congress right now?
Was the leadership of the Congress party that is responsible?
And who is the leadership you're talking about, sir? Who exactly is this?
Who are the leaders of the Congress party? You should know their names. The president is Sonia Gandhi. Then there is Rahul Gandhi, and there is Priyanka Gandhi. She is general secretary. There is nobody else who is the leader of the Congress party.
Okay, but then why do you hold them specifically responsible? Mrs. Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Can you hear me, sir? Okay, so those in the Rahul Gandhi camp are saying that it was apparent Congress was not doing well under Captain Amrinder Singh, that there was major anti-incumbency against him, which is why the decision was taken that he would be replaced by somebody younger. There was no other option. Why is then there is this rebellion by Captain Amrinder Singh? That seems unfair. What is your response to that?
No, what has the Congress party done? At one time there were 403 in the Lok Sabha, now there are 52. Who is responsible? Mr. Rahul Gandhi has been in the Congress party in the parliament since 2002. Then he resigned from the Congress presidentship. He holds no office and he's calling the shots. Now coming to Amrinder Singh, he made a choice. And he is now, as far as I can gather, I didn't get in touch with him when he was here. He's my brother-in-law. I didn't want to disturb him because there was so much pressure on him. I think he'll start his own party and he'll get a good response.
But personally speaking, do you think that he could or should go with the BJP? This is...
No, I mean, there's no question, and he has said so today. As soon as he arrived in Chandigarh, he made it quite clear that he will be not joining, either he will be leaving the Congress and he will not join the BJP.
Now, Mr. Singh, you know, you are one of the many senior politicians who are speaking out, a former congressman. Many within the G23, as it is known now, have also spoken up. But the Congress's defense is that these are people in the G23 who either were from the Rajya Sabha or who are unable to win an election on their own. They have been made ministers, and yet they are speaking out against the High Command because they are disgruntled.
No, I think all these people are very experienced. And who put them in the Rajya Sabha? They didn't walk in themselves. The leadership of the Congress party put them in the Rajya Sabha. So you can't say that they've gone there on their own. And they have, for example, take Ghulam Nabi Azad. He's made very good contribution in the debates in the Rajya Sabha. Kapil Sibal is in the Rajya Sabha. He is an outstanding parliamentarian. He has done very well. So you can't say that, you know, they are pushovers or they are not up to the mark. There are many of them who are very able. Then I think the Congress party has done a good thing to make use of these people. And everybody can't get elected to the Lok Sabha. I mean, Indira Gandhi lost an election to the Lok Sabha. Sanjay Gandhi lost an election to the Lok Sabha. So it happens in politics. So going into the Rajya Sabha is not a crime.
No, of course not. But when you lay the blame at the door of Mr. Gandhi and Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, what do you think is the reason behind this attitude? Is it inexperience, like Captain Amrinder Singh had said? Are they being misled by their advisors? Or is this basically an effort to ensure that their will and writ runs in the party, which is basically to lay down the line for the Congress?
Well, there are three questions you asked me. I'll give an answer. You see, the three, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi, they are in the Congress party irreplaceable. Nobody can push them out. They will remain in their office as long as they live. There is no alternative Congress party because there will be no agreement to their successor. And thirdly, they will choose the successor if the occasion arises. But I don't see the occasion arises. They will continue the whole post they are holding. And if they were to leave, the Congress party would splinter.
So basically the Gandhis are the Congress. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, there's no, but that's a fact. There's no two ways. If they were to withdraw all three of them, as I said, the Congress party would splinter to two or three groups.
So then everyone...
Because there will be no agreement who will become president to succeed Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi.
So then essentially everyone else other than the Gandhi family members are dispensable in the Congress. They can come and go at will.
Well, that is the reality. Sonia Gandhi has been president of the Congress for 21 years. This is a record. Mahatma Gandhi was president for 1 year in 1924. Jawaharlal Nehru was president 4 times. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was president in 1931 once. There is no parallel in the world for anybody being president of a political party except in dictatorships for being 21. In a democracy, is unique.
So where does that leave the Congress? Where do you see its future now in the hands of Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Mrs. Priyanka Gandhi Vadra?
No, the Congress is in very poor shape. There is no two ways about it. They are ruling in only 2 states. I mean, Punjab is going out of their hands in the elections coming because of the chaos that is being created. So that will leave them with Rajasthan and one Chhattisgarh. There was a time when they were ruling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So something is very drastically wrong, and I don't see things changing. They'll continue as they are.
Could something be set right by the G23? Maybe if people like Amrinder Singh join hands with them, they could sort of resuscitate the Congress?
I don't know whether he's joining the G3 or not. Apparently, some of the G3 leaders met him, but so far, and with all due respect, because I have a lot of friends in the G3, they haven't taken off.
Okay, what do you make of the protest outside the house of Mr. Kapil Sibal yesterday? Because he was representing the G23, as it were, when he spoke out against the leadership, and then he was subjected to those protests and also had tomatoes flung at him.
Well, it's very sad. They were all young congressmen. Now, they didn't arrive there spontaneously. Their placards already ready. So somebody had sent them there. Now, who that somebody is, I don't know. But they couldn't come there spontaneously. They couldn't have known if they were coming from Old Delhi or somewhere else. How would they know the address where the Sibal lived? So somebody had sent them to agitate against Sibal's house. Now, this is not a very pleasant thing to do. I mean, Sibal has a right to express his opinions. We are living in a free, democratic country.
So, who do you think sent them?
I have no idea. But I don't think this was spontaneous, that they suddenly arrived there. Because they were so well prepared with all the placard and the abuses against the Sibal and all the rest of it. So they must have been preparing this.
Is this the kind of Congress that you knew and you were actually a part of, or has its character changed?
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable, then what has changed?
You're witnessing it, what's changed?
And what do you think is the reason for this change to come about? Is it the change in leadership?
But there is no change in leadership. This leadership, as I told you, Sonia has been president for 21 years. So where is the change in the leadership?
Then how has the Congress, which was more genteel, which spoke about internal democracy, is now clamping down on voices like this?
No, it's very sad. It's one of the great political parties of the world. People like Mahatma Gandhi and Motilal Nehru and Jawaharlal Nehru Raja Gopalachari, Rajendra Prasad, Sardar Patel, the Subhash Bose, they are the people who made this party. And look where we have reached. Even in the, Rajiv Gandhi, he is perfectly good. He got 403 seats in the Lok Sabha. It's unprecedented.
So let me ask you, sir, in conclusion, what would you like to say as a veteran congressman who has been a veteran congressman to the young men and women we saw protesting outside, since you said that this is inconceivable?
Honestly, I don't know. And besides, I'm no longer in the Congress. I resigned from the Congress in 2008, and I am now 92 years old.
No, but knowing the ideals of the Congress, somebody who has worked and upheld the ideals of the Congress, what would you say to this fresh blood of the Congress, of the kind that you see on the streets now?
No, I'd say that you do everything to rebuild this great party. Get together. Start a program that is relevant to the 21st century. It's no use going back to the 19th century or the 20th century, earlier as the Congress party. The world has changed. India has changed, is changing every day. So you must respond to the present situation in political terms which are relevant to what's happening and where India is going. And I think this responsibility has to fall on people who are between 25 and 35 years old. And there are plenty in India.
Okay, Mr. Ratwar Singh, really appreciate you taking out time and speaking to us, Warring Signs.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.